Are you ready to turn your landing page into a lead generation powerhouse? Today I will be sharing a comprehensive checklist that will help you turn your website visitors into leads. Let's dive into it. First up, we have your header banner. And this is really prime real estate on your landing page. So you want to use this to ultimately highlight any unique selling propositions. This could include something like free 30-minute consultation or 1,000+ happy customers. The idea here is to really make it bold, make it bright, and to make it count. Then moving on to the actual heading. So in the heading, the idea is to mention a solution that you are providing to resolve a pain point faced by your audience. We've outlined a few formulas that can be very useful when trying to come up with strong and effective headlines. An example would be 7 ways to generate quality leads without cold calling. So you're really giving or speaking towards a pain point that the potential customer has or the potential client, and ultimately with the subheading you can then provide them also with that solution. So with the subheading, we want to pick up a pain point or issue that your audience is facing and address that while busting a myth that they have. So again, we have some formulas that you can use to just make it a lot quicker and easier to come up with strong subheadings that really complement your main headline. But ultimately, it's very important to really understand how important your headline is. It's the first thing that a user would see if they land on your landing page, and therefore it's very important to keep it relevant. And again, it's very important to speak to a pain point and provide a solution to a pain point in order to really grab people's attention and to encourage them to make use of your service or submit their details or just at least continue reading on the landing page. Then we can move on to the actual lead form. So it's always a good idea to position the lead form above the fold, so that would normally be next to your headline as well as your subheading. And we want to keep it as simple as possible. However, this does depend on the type of business case that you have. If you just need people to sign up to receive or to download a specific document, let's say a lead magnet, then you could potentially just ask for an email address. So make it very easy and convenient for them to submit their details. But a pro tip from our side, if you are looking at high ticket users, so let's say an investment firm looking for potential investors, then I would recommend that you add more qualifying questions to your form because that'll really help you just sift through low quality leads versus high quality leads. Then if we move on to the call to action, of course, this is extremely important, and it's important that this stays consistent throughout your landing page. So that means in terms of the text that you use, the colors, the size, keep it consistent across the page. And we also recommend having a call to action above the fold, as well as somewhere in the middle of your landing page and then at the bottom as well. You essentially want that. You want to prompt users throughout your landing page as they scroll to take the desired action that you want them to take. Another building block of a good lead generation landing page is also something that we call X reasons why. And this is a great section or a way to differentiate your offerings. You can ultimately do it either in a bullet point format or specific, kind of designed blocks, which just helps people to really read it more easily and to ensure that people can digest that information faster. So that's a really nice way to just try and differentiate your offerings, but also tell users why they actually should use your services or choose your product that you're offering. We can then move on to testimonials. So, of course, this is extremely important. People trust people. So we always want to include testimonials where we share customer reviews. This really helps with trust building and can really have a great impact on how users perceive your brand as well as how credible you come across at the end of the day. This you can do either in text or videos. I think videos really perform better because it's almost more authentic because you can see the person if you had to compare that to a text-based one. But if you don't have video, then text-based testimonials are also 100% fine. We can also include a us versus them. So this is also a very effective way of really emphasizing what sets you apart from your competitors. So you really want to showcase here how your services compares to that of your competitors. This can also be done in a bullet format or a nicely designed image, whatever you prefer, but as long as it's easy to digest this information, and that it gets the point across to really show the value that you can add in comparison to your competitors. Then we also have trust signals. So this can also be a very good method to build trust and to kind of build that credibility for you in the eyes of your users or potential customers. And this could be in the format of like displaying logos of well-known partners or certifications maybe, which obviously instantly boosts that credibility factor. We also definitely want to include a contact form, so give people an alternative option if they do not feel comfortable yet submitting their details to actually inquire about whatever service you're offering. It's always a good idea to have a contact us form as well, just in case they maybe have some questions or have some doubts about certain things. Then you are still gathering that information from individuals, and you have that opportunity to contact them and to engage with them and hopefully drive them down that funnel. Then lastly, the last element is an FAQ section. So this is really important because you kind of want to already preempt what questions people would have, and especially if you have quite a complex service or something that you might offer, having an FAQ that really speaks to or that answers questions from the get-go can really just help kind of move the needle for users and encourage them to inquire, because now you have answered their questions without them having to reach out or having to have like a back and forth situation. You can just preempt questions based on your experience. Obviously, you know your business best, as well as your service. So you have already probably received quite a bit of questions about certain things that you can put into this FAQ section just to try and fight any objections from the get-go and answer any questions that people might have. Additional elements that you should be considering when you are building a landing page for lead generation is, of course, the visuals and media. So we have to make sure that we use high quality images or videos that relate to your services or product. Visuals can really impact the way that users engage with your landing page, as well as how they understand what you're actually offering. So make sure that this is really high quality, because essentially it does represent the quality that you are able to offer as well. Then we really want to focus on benefits over features. So even though it is important to highlight your features and make sure that everyone understands what you have to offer, you really want to emphasize what the benefits are. So how is this product or service going to change someone's life? Okay, what value is it going to add? That is really how we sell a product or service, is by providing value to users. Okay, and how we can do that is by really highlighting the benefits in a clear and understandable way. Then, because most of our traffic tends to be from mobile devices, it's just the way that things have progressed. We really need to make sure that our landing pages are optimized for mobile. So make sure that you are testing it on your mobile device, making sure that the user experience is seamless and that it's easy to navigate. Loading speed is also super important. So again, you don't want to lose users just because your landing page is loading way too slow. So there are quite a bit of free tools available out there that really gives you good insight into your current score, and it also provides you suggestions on what you can improve. We can also look at social proof, which is, beyond testimonials. We can include things like case studies, success stories, or user-generated content. And this is really effective in just enhancing or increasing the level of credibility that users have in your brand and in your service that you're offering. Lastly, we also like to include exit intent pop-ups. So this can be really useful just to try have a last attempt to capture leads who decide to leave the page without engaging. So essentially this pop-up would be set to only trigger once a person wants to exit your landing page. You can obviously decide what specific information you want to put on it. You could potentially offer a specific deal, like a discount or something that adds more value to encourage users to sign up. But either or, I would still have that either way, just so that you make sure you are making use of every single opportunity to capture those leads. Then we're moving on to the last section of this lead generation checklist, So we've outlined the building blocks to enhance the perceived value. As I've mentioned earlier, it's always benefits above features. We want to try and communicate how our service and product can really solve a problem for potential clients or customers. So the first thing you want to ask yourself is, what is the desired result? So this element is about painting a vivid picture of the ideal future state of your prospects. So here you really want to emphasize how your product or service is going to transform their current situation into a desired one. Okay, and the way that we do that is to tap into their aspirations and demonstrate how you can help them achieve them. So this can be by using a bold statement, describing a scenario where your product or service has already changed someone's life or business, and also by using aspirational language that taps into the emotions and desires of your audiences. So an example of this could be, imagine doubling your business revenue in just 6 months. Our cutting-edge marketing tools have helped over 500 businesses achieve their financial dreams faster than ever. Now that's an impactful piece of content, right? So this is the first building block you need to focus on. The second one, you need to ask yourself, are you solving a problem worth solving? So this is really about validating the customer's pain points and then also showing them that you understand their challenges. Okay, so it's really important to articulate the problem clearly and to demonstrate that solving it will bring significant value to their lives. So we can do this by clearly identifying common pain points for your target audiences, discuss these problems in detail to show an understanding as well as empathy, and explain why these issues need immediate solutions. An example of this could be, are rising energy costs crippling your monthly budget? You're not alone. Our smart energy solutions are designed to cut your bills by up to 50%, providing relief that every homeowner deserves. Okay, so we are clearly touching on a pain point and providing reasons why our product or services is going to change their life and make their lives better. The third building block, you need to ask yourself, what is the perceived likelihood of success? Okay, so here we really want to focus on building trust. We want to show evidence of our solutions' effectiveness, and this can be done in the form of testimonials, reviews, case studies. All of these are really powerful tools to demonstrate how others have succeeded with your product or service. Okay. Other things that you can also, for example, focus on that I've also listed there is just to include statistics or data points that demonstrate the effectiveness of your solution. Also endorsements from credible sources or industry experts, anything that really builds that trust and really emphasizes the credibility or trust that you provide. An example of this could be join thousands who've enhanced their workflow with our software, seeing an average productivity increase of 35%. Don't just take our word for it, see our success stories. Okay. Then the fourth piece of the landing page or the building blocks is, what is the time to success? So ultimately prospects want to know how long it's going to take for them to succeed, right? So how quickly can they see the results? So we really want to highlight the efficiency of your solution as well as set realistic expectations for achieving these desired outcomes. So this can be done by specifying the time frame in which they can expect to see results, using timelines or roadmaps to illustrate the journey to success. And you can also provide guarantees or assurances to alleviate any concerns about delays. So an example could be, see significant improvements in your team's efficiency within the first 30 days of using our management platform, guaranteed. Okay. Then we get to the last building block, which is, how effortless is it? So here we really want to demonstrate the ease and convenience of your service. So we do this by addressing concerns about the effort that potentially is required or the changes that might happen because of this. And the goal is to show how your service can effortlessly fit into and improve the user's current lifestyle or workflow. So we can do this by emphasizing the simplicity and user-friendliness of your product or service, discuss the minimal learning curve and support available to new users, and lastly, highlight how your product integrates seamlessly into existing systems or routines. An example of this could be, Our plug-and-play financial tool integrates effortlessly with your existing software, requiring no tech expertise or major changes to your daily operations. Start simplifying your finances today with minimal effort. So there you have it. By following this checklist, you are not just building a landing page, you're crafting a lead generation powerhouse. Implement these elements to connect, convince, and convert. Start today and watch as your landing page become a conversion machine. If you found this guide helpful, keep an eye on our socials for more tips and tricks. Until next time.